Is there anything more sexy than a Jaguar convertible, especially in red? And in this video, I'm going to give you a quick walk around of the brand new 2022 Jaguar F-Type. And if you have not heard the news, the big news for 2022 is that this Jaguar, which used to be available in a 4-cylinder turbo, a 6-cylinder, and an 8-cylinder, is now only available, can you guess? You know what I'm going to say? 1, 2, 3, 4 quad exhaust. That's right. An 8-cylinder. So Jaguar is now only bringing in the big boy cars. And let's look under the hood. And of course, one of the things that makes a Jaguar F-Type is that the hood is, of course, a clamshell. And there it is, supercharged 5-liter. This one puts out 444 horsepower. It starts at about, well, the F-Type, 71,000 as tested. This one is 84,000, but you can get the new R, which goes all the way up to 570 some horsepower for a starting price of 107,000. But you know what? 444 horsepower is plenty. So let's talk about what makes this a very special car. Obviously, it's much sexier than most cars out there, with those very slanty taillights. And in the front for 2022, actually 2021, you get a little bit more aggressive taillights, giving it a little bit more modern look. You also get, of course, the Jaguar, not the Leaper, but the Jaguar badge on the front of it. And you get a vehicle that screams, I am a future collectible. At least to me it does. Now inside, the changes are minimal. You have a really nicely padded steering wheel. Like I said, an 8-speed automatic transmission, different types of driving modes, including the little red flag, which stands for dynamic. And here's my favorite button right there. It's that one. That is the exhaust note. And this Jaguar is one of the first cars that I ever drove when it first came out that had just a phenomenal exhaust note. You know, that snap, crackle, and pop backfire, and it still maintains that. So if you want to go down the road and really either impress or annoy other drivers, depending on your perspective, I can't think of no better car outside of a Hellcat that will do that. Now let's take a little closer look on the inside here. Obviously, I'm in the convertible. You can also get this as a coupe, but the convertible, I think, is the one to be in here in California, even though they actually sell more coupes here, oddly. I think that's because people in California know that soft top convertibles are not the most secure thing. You also have a really cool button here which raises your spoiler. A little bit more modern infotainment, dual climate control zone. So let me start up. And with the top down, you can certainly hear it. And then, of course, very straightforward controls. And my favorite feature right there, the HVAC vents come up. That's been there for a while now. They have improved the interior, made it a little bit more upscale. So now you've got these very nice, and I would say expensive materials, established in 1935 in Coventry, in case you weren't aware of Jaguar's heritage. And like I say, you know, this used to be kind of basic plastics. This stop start used to be kind of an orange color from a right, from having driven the previous model. And that's all kind of been toned down a little bit, and at the same time been made a little bit more bespoke with a little bit nicer materials. And really interesting patterns, like you can see here in the seat. This always bugged me in the past because it would actually, in the previous model, would hit at the small of my back and make it very uncomfortable to drive this car. That is now gone. And then, of course, you have, you know, a very straightforward digital instrument cluster with, according to this, top speed of 190 and probably close to it. And then, of course, your tachometer. And then the usual cadre of finger controls right here. And a very intuitive and easy to use seat control. Overall, just a very pleasant car to be in. And one of the things that I want to say is, unlike many convertibles, I'm 6'2", and I fit in here comfortably, as you can tell. I'm not squished, and even with the top up, I actually fit really well. So, is this a car that you'd want to go canyon carving in? Hell yeah, but is it a car that excels at that? This is more of a grand tour. I would say this is the kind of car where if on a Sunday you want to go for a ride to the mountains, maybe go get some ice cream, this is a great car to do that. Kind of like the Lexus SC, in that same vein. And now that it's only available in a V8, it's actually, quite the performance. I'm not sure bargain's the right word, but certainly affordable. So let's see if I can find one of my friends to give us a little bit of the vroom vroom here. Hold on, I'm gonna go down here. Oh, actually I can show you the coupe. It's right here. If you're curious about the coupe, and I think in some ways the coupe is actually a little bit more pretty. You can see the difference between the coupe and, of course, the convertible, and you get a lot more room in the non-convertible version. So yeah, and then of course P450, which suggests that you've got a pretty big engine. If I can find somebody to help me here. Hey, could one of you guys just give me a little vroom vroom on the car? It's like they can listen to the exhaust note. Thanks. I appreciate that. And be sure to hit that magic button, would you?
The magic button?
The magic exhaust button, yeah.
I'll turn it on?
Yeah, turn it on. I haven't turned it on yet. Thanks. All right. Actually, do it. You know what? Do it before. Don't turn it on.
Here's without?
Yeah, here's without. Oh, that's pretty good. All right, now turn it on. Thank you. I gotta say, that's gotta be one of the best exhaust notes in the business.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and they actually kind of do that by feeding, I heard, gasoline back into the exhaust to get that.
Get the crackle?
Get the crackle, yeah. So it's not like it doesn't have an exhaust system. It's done on purpose, yeah.
That is not fake sound.
That is not fake.
Aspirated
V8 goodness, yeah. And then before I finish up this review, let me turn it off and I'll give you a look at the trunk so you can see how much room there is, because obviously with a convertible you lose a little bit of trunk space. So you can see how much room there is. And there you go. I've got a camera bag, so probably like 2 roller boards if you're, in that kind of airport driving mood. You can get 2 roller boards in here. Anyway, there you have it. There is the Jaguar F-Type P450. Oh, that's nice. Very thoughtful. A handhold here. I just noticed that. Look at that. Yeah, a little handhold. And then, of course, here's a little spoiler that you can also raise using a button. And let me know in the comments below, is this a car that you would be interested in? Is this a car that you would like to own? I think Jaguar in some ways is an underappreciated brand in America. And it's a shame because, like I said, look at the profile of this car. It's sexy as, well, you know what. Anyway, as always, this is Roman out here in Southern California driving Jaguars because somebody's got to do it. So thank you for letting me do that. Up or down. As always, see you guys next time. Ciao.